Good evening, it's Monday. So thank you, Joanna, for giving me the updates on what had happened. And I think I was there for a couple of those topics and kind of gives me a general idea about the rest of them. So thank you, and I'll try to keep it fresh. Try to keep it fresh. Also, Joanna, while I'm talking to you, that fruit that you had that you said sounded like Pokemon. It does with your accent, like with an English accent, it sounds like persimmon, which doesn't sound quite so much like Pokemon, but I will forever relate Pokemon to persimmons from now on, and vice versa. If you're wondering how to eat them, about a year ago my brother just decided that we had to get a persimmon and cut it up and eat it, and we had no idea, so we looked on the internet. I don't know, you've probably already done it by now, but if you are still wondering, we looked it up on the internet and followed some instructions, and if you haven't opened it, inside are these little red seeds, and they taste kind of nice. A bit weird. They're weird. And congratulations to your brother, and also to Hank Green. I will now proceed to answer the question for the week, which is to do with social media. I didn't hear the exact question, but I'm just going to talk about my social media uses because that's what you both did. I'm a bit like Sweden in that I kind of log onto Facebook and see if anything new has happened and then log off Facebook, or at least just don't kind of look at it again. But when I'm on the internet, I check it quite frequently. And I guess that the thing I've noticed about Facebook is if you don't really pay attention to it, it doesn't really pay attention to you. So unless you start writing statuses and writing on people's walls and stuff, I kind of get to a point where I log on and I've got one notification. It's my grandmother sending me something in Farmville. So yeah, it fluctuates. And other social medias, I vaguely use Twitter. I have a Twitter account and I check it, especially now that I'm at work and I get bored, so I just open Twitter in the background and just like check it every now and then. But I don't really tweet very much, I just keep it for stalking. And then I find that a lot of the time people post really interesting links, and that's how I kind of keep up on world events, which is depressing. But I mean, Twitter is so much more ahead of newspaper websites and newspapers and stuff. You can find out your news there so much quicker than you can any other way. So that's how I keep ahead of that, I guess. I don't really check it that much. And Tumblr, I really like Tumblr. I am only a recent Tumblrer of a few months ago, but I really like it. I haven't tumbled since I got home and was doing NaNoWriMo, and I was like, I can't be on the internet unless I'm writing my novel. And Tumblr is time consuming, as I'm sure you know, Joanna. But I really like Tumblr, and I also blog, which Joanna would know because I spam it on my Facebook every time I update. So I guess that's kind of a social media in that I'm interacting with people. People read it and they give me comments and everything like that. And YouTube, obviously, but yeah. And regarding your point, Sweden, about like Facebook and how it knows everything, I kind of agree with you on that front, but I also kind of just think that's the internet in general. I mean, there was that article that came out in the newspaper a year or two ago that was about how if Google wanted to, it could make an exact replica of you, like a clone of you with your interests and everything, just based off your search history and your emails and your Google and your Gmail inbox and all that kind of stuff. So moving on, I've been elected to pick the topic for the next week, which I will do. So what I'm going to talk about is Christmas traditions. Ask you about is Christmas traditions in your household. I'm hoping you haven't done this. I'm assuming that given that it's only the start of December, you probably haven't. But yeah, Christmas things. What do you eat? Any special traditions, like you have stockings, or you open your presents the night before, or on Christmas Eve, or I don't know, just anything special about Christmas. What makes your Christmas Christmas? What do you look forward to at Christmas and stuff? So, and I've kind of already talked a lot in this video, so I'll do it next week, and then it's Sweden's turn to pick. In other news regarding me getting punished, I'm perfectly willing to accept that if someone's willing to give me a punishment. Yeah, someone think of a punishment and I'll do it as best I can, unless it's gross. Don't make it gross. Anyway, I will see you on Wednesday, Sweden, and I will see you on Saturday, if you make it by Saturday, Joanna, and I hope you have an excellent week.